I just want to make a quick video since a YouTuber and a couple other people asked me to on my SSR razkull. Basically, you can see it's kind of taken apart right now. The side cover's right there. I wanted to kind of make a little video and tell you what I've done, since a few of you have asked. As you can see, I've got a little FMF shorty pipe that I won in a giveaway from another YouTuber. I believe his YouTube channel name is 125cc Moto Vlogger, I believe. I actually won it in a giveaway, and so it was free, and I was able to make it work to my liking. I have heard that some of the Grom exhausts do fit the bike. I haven't personally, tried it yet, but if any of you are wanting to know, it's very simple to remove this cover. If you're trying to work on the bike, basically you've got these caps right here, and they're just let's see, they're just rubber plugs. Basically, you just grab a hold of them and they'll pull out. You've got one at the very back with an 8mm bolt, and then you've got two up at the front with 8mm bolts. And basically those, once you remove those, you take out 3 bolts, and the the cover will allow, you can take the cover off to gain access to the motor. This looks a lot different from a stock bike. You can see over here, here's my girlfriend's bike. It's completely stock, stock carburetor, airbox, the whole 9 yards, stock exhaust. This is a real Mikuni VM26. It's a 606 carburetor. Got it from T-Bolt USA. Vince is a outstanding guy. He did some research and said, yeah, this carb will definitely help the bike. So I bought it, I guess you'd call it as a kit, but it's not really a kit. I bought the carburetor, this little adapter here, and then the air filter for $150. Lightning fast shipping. I had it in 2 days. Basically, because I don't have a petcock anymore, I had to put one in line. Basically, this is just like a lawn and garden, Briggs and Stratton brand one I got from Ace Hardware. It works just fine. Over here here's the stock components, and there's the air box. That's an emissions valve, stock manifold. Basically, I deleted all the emissions that are on the bike because I don't live in California. So since we don't have emissions testing here in the state I live in, I didn't want it. The only thing I still have yet to do, if you see, focus, right here, this is an EGR tube. I've just got it welded temporarily. I gotta take it off and make a block off plate, but so the emissions have been deleted off the bike. It's like 26 degrees here. The bike is cold, and I can show you with no choke, and that's the only downfall. Some of you may think you gotta have this choke lever. This does nothing anymore, but it's really simple. On this carburetor, out is choke, in is run. But I can show you, the bike's been sitting all day, and I can just, and it fires right up. The bike has been really good so far. I haven't had a ton of time. I haven't had a ton of time to ride yet, but I've got like 150 miles or something like that on it. In stock form left a lot to be desired, but having said that, it's less than, I'd say out the door, for me it was a little less than half of what, or just right about half what a Grom would have been out the door. So since I like to work on stuff, if you see, I got a CB750 bobber project that I'm working on. It's a fun bike. I would wholeheartedly recommend doing the carburetor upgrade. I'm running a 190 main right now, 22.5 Pilot, and the bike, it loves it. I'm 250 pounds, and the bike carries me no problem, 50, 55 miles an hour. The bike's not even broke in yet, but the acceleration has at least doubled, and it's not just me. My brother's ridden the bike, and he's like, if the bike would have came this way from the factory, these things would sell like hotcakes. But being that it's so much cheaper than a Grom, it leaves room to do the carburetor upgrade, and put an exhaust on it if you want. I personally thought the thing sounded like a scooter, so I had to make it a little more throaty. So I put this FMF pipe on there, had to modify it. I had to cut part of my stock exhaust to make it work, but I welded it up, and the thing sounds good. It rides a lot better, so I've got a lot more things I'm planning on doing. I'm probably going to be doing a big bore kit here in the near future, just because I am a larger guy, and I do like to run at least 50, 55 miles an hour comfortably. I don't want to get run over by a truck, but I would, for the money, yeah, these bikes they're great. But having said that, they are a little bit of a DIYer type, because you do need to kind of keep an eye on some things. This one, the exhaust was loose when I got it, the factory exhaust. These controls here, they were like pivoting all around, they weren't tight. So just some things you got to look for. Yeah, so any other questions or anything, just leave a comment, and let me know if there's anything you want to see more in detail. And yeah, I'll do my best to explain what I can, and try and guide and help anyone that needs help, or wants to know how I've achieved these things. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye.